prohibitions. For example, do not eat pills because you can die of it. Do not put your hands in the fire because you will go to hospital. A child raised in this way trusts what the parent says, and these situations, based on previous experiences when the parent warned the child but let them find out for themselves. Tip number 3, the child needs to understand why. As the child has misbehaved by breaking a rule or by challenging a social norm, it is important to make sure the child is aware of this, completely aware. Because if they are aware,
completely aware,
the exact limits in place.
The exact limits.
They want to know the exact limits because of 2 reasons. Firstly, out of sheer curiosity, and secondly, out of fear. As the child will realize that violating the standards in an open environment doesn't work in their favor, therefore they will try to define limits in the safest environment they know how, the family. This is why the following syndrome is so common: angelic behavior in the kindergarten and terrible behavior at home. In kindergarten, the hierarchy is not as clear.
Okay, what about the opposite?
The hierarchy is obvious to the child, and they know that they can afford a lot more experimentation. Therefore, it is a good idea to outline the behavioral limits with your child and make the consequences known to both parties. It is very easy for
Hold on
parents
a
to
second.
keep
That's almost
angelic
uncanny.
behavior in the kindergarten and terrible behavior at home. In kindergarten, the hierarchy open environment doesn't work in their favor. Therefore, they will try to define limits in the safest environment they know how, the family. This is why the following syndrome
Defying limits. Defying limits in what sense? Breaking the law? I mean, are we talking about illegal breaking the law? That's what we're talking about?
Common. Angelic behavior in the kindergarten and terrible behavior at home. In kindergarten, the hierarchy is not as clear. Whereabouts at home, the hierarchy is obvious to the child, and they know that they can afford.
Right, there's no hierarchy at home. Completely obvious.
Therefore, it is a good
and it's
idea
wonderful.
to outline the behavioral limits
hanging out with adults,
and make the consequences
doing sophisticated
known to both
things,
parties.
having hours-long
It is very
conversations
easy for
into the
parents to
night,
assume that their child understands the consequences without
listening
having
to
explain
Prairie Home
them.
Companion
But the
with Dean
consequences are not so
and
obvious
Dale,
for a child, especially before
all
the
just
age of
friends.
8 to 9.
One big platonic threesome.
This is why it is so important that when we discuss consequences with our children, we must use examples so they can understand all the consequences of their behavior. The child needs to understand why. When explaining to your child, it is a good idea to use a story example so they can understand. For example, let's formulate a rule in the form of a story about a boy or a girl.